Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and I'm teaching to you from my living room here in Penticton, British Columbia. Today we're going to be going through a Vinyasa style class, so some movement with breath, and then we'll be slowing right down, laying down on our mats and using lots of props for a restorative practice. For today's class, you'll want the props that I mentioned, because we're going to be using them quite a bit. So if you have a large pillow, like a couch pillow is what I'm using, or if you have a yoga bolster, you can use that as well. That's if you have one at home. And then more of a soft prop. I'm going to be using a blanket just for comfort. And then also I'm going to be using it as a strap because it's a nice long blanket. So if you have something like a towel, that would work too. If you have a strap at home, you can also bring that to your mat. Okay, so we're going to get started right away up into standing. Find yourself on your mat, spreading your feet, maybe just a little bit bigger than hip distance to find a nice big base of support. You can set one hand on your belly, one up near your heart, and close down through the eyes. Get lots of grounding into the feet by starting to feel really heavy down through the big toe mounds, through the heels of your feet. Noticing from left to right side if it feels even in pressure. And then at the same time, see if you can also get a little bit lighter in the top of the head, in the upper body. And with your eyes closed or cast down towards the earth, let's take 3 big breaths in and out. And see if you can feel that breath with your hands. One more, all the way in. And all the way out. Gently lower the hands, start to open up through the eyes. Come to the top of your mat, setting your feet either touching or hip distance apart. We'll start off with some sun salutations. So here's a variation of sun salutation A. Reach down through your fingertips, lift up through the top of the head. Take a breath in, nice and full. And a breath all the way out. Good. Now adding the arms. Inhale, reach up nice and long overhead. And exhale, fold all the way to the earth. Taking your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen your arms, look forward through your eyes for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Keep your hands where they are. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, press through the fingertips, reach through the top of the head. Exhale, fold. Last time. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lengthen the tail back, lengthen the head forward. Exhale, fold all the way down. Take your hands to the earth. Step both feet all the way back. Take a breath in here, high plank position. And then exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the chin. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this is our first downward dog. So bring a little lift to your heels and a little bit of a bend to your knees so that you're able to send your sit bones a little bit higher. Look back towards your feet and let your head drop down, creating a nice line all the way from the crown of your head to your sit bones. 2 more breaths right here. Good. Inhale, look towards your hands. You can tiptoe the feet all the way up towards the top. Find that halfway lift. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, fold down, let the head drop. Inhale, rise up to standing. Reach the arms long overhead. And exhale, hands down. Once more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the upper body nice and long. And then exhale, fold down, place your hands down and step back. Good, take a breath in, high plank. Option, exhale, bend your knees. Take another breath in, and then exhale, bend your elbows. Lower all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes behind you. Press your palms. Inhale, lift your chest up. From here, exhale, press that child's pose. Inhale to all fours. Make sure the toes are tucked. Exhale, downward dog. So again, I invite you to lift the heels a little bit more, bend the knees a little bit, and just stretch nice and long through the arms. So this place where your armpits are, see if you can stretch them a little bit longer. Good. This time, inhale, look forward. Maybe you step to the top, or maybe one big step. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold down. Rise up, inhale, reach the arms nice and long. Exhale, all the way down. Sun Salutation B, standing at the top of your mat. As you inhale, bend your knees, find chair pose, reach the arms up nice and long. From here, as you exhale, fold all the way forward as you lengthen your legs. Halfway lift, hands press, head reaches. Exhale, lower. Step your feet back one at a time. Take a breath in, high plank. Option to drop the knees. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra from the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg nice and high towards the ceiling. Look forward, step your foot up towards your hands. Take a breath in here in this lunge, and then exhale, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Stay here or exhale, bend through the elbows and pull the arms back behind you. Open up through the chest a little bit more. Take another breath all the way in and all the way out. Inhale, lift up through the hands. Exhale, fold down to the earth. Inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, lift your left leg nice and high towards the ceiling. Exhale, step forward, up towards the hands. Take a breath in here. And then slowly lower the back knee down. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Bend the elbows. And then see if you can pull the arms back a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you towards each other. Inhale, reach up nice and long, stretch the arms. Exhale, hands down. Good, this time, inhale, lift the back knee, and then step forward and fold. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, bend your knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then we're gonna stay here. So you can keep reaching the hands, or if you want, press the palms together and bring them down towards your heart. Get nice and heavy into your feet, and see, even in this position, if you can still get nice and light through the top of the head and reach up through the spine. Good. Inhale, reach up with the arms. Exhale, fold forward, lengthen the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, step both feet back. Come into a downward facing dog. From here, come onto your tiptoes, lower both knees towards the earth, hover for a moment so my knees aren't fully touching the ground. Pull your belly button up towards your spine. You can hear the effort in my voice. Good, and then drop both knees to the earth. Now you can stay as you are, but I'm just gonna flip so you can see. I'll change to this direction. So still on all fours, we're gonna work into the hips a little bit more. So lift just the right knee up and bring it wide to the side. And then we're gonna do some big circles. So guiding with the knee itself, just drawing big circles into the air. So you're hugging it up towards the belly, the arm, and then out to the side, all the way back. Let's switch the directions. Now you can be going either direction. You're trying to bring that knee as wide as you can in all areas. Nice. And then the next time that your knee goes out to the side, pause. Stick the leg out nice and long and land it down to the earth. Come all the way up to stand on your left knee and your right foot. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, lean over towards the left side, the right side. So you're leaning towards the straight leg. Now your hand can just be on the leg itself, or maybe you want to reach down to the ground. Just being gentle and listening to what your body needs today. It might be different one day to the next. It might even be different from side to side. Breathing into the rib cage, into the hip here. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up. And let's switch sides. So now the left hand goes down to the earth and the right hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or maybe you reach all the way over so that the arm comes along the ear. And then you're pressing out through your fingertips and reaching out through your toes, making that a nice long line of stretch. You can stay here, or if you want to work a little bit of a balance, you can reach the arm back up towards the ceiling, or you can place the hand down towards the hip, and maybe work at lifting the right leg up from the ground. And you can just hold it in stillness, or maybe even add a couple of pulses up and down, just to get some fire into our hips. Getting them nice and warm before we slow down into those restorative holds. Place the foot back to the earth. Right hand is going to come forward into the tabletop. Pull the knee back in. Let's do our other side. This time the left knee will go out nice and wide. Start to draw some big circles around with that knee. You're pulling it close to the other leg and then up towards the belly, out towards the arm, out to the side, all the way back. Doing these really nice big circles. And then let's switch the direction, going the opposite way around. Two more times. And then the next time that your knee goes out to the side, kick that leg up long, let it down, and then stand up tall. Reach the arms up, and then exhale, leaning over towards the left to any degree that you want to. That arm might even just reach straight up. It doesn't have to lean over. And just welcoming in breath to the side of your body here. All the way from the knee, through the hip, through the arm, is making that big bow shape. Inhale up through center, reach, and then exhale over to the other side, dropping the right hand towards the earth, left hand can reach up, or if you want to play around with reaching over top of the ear. And we'll just hold here for a few breaths first, making that nice long line from our toes all the way up through our fingers. And then if you want to play around with lifting and finding the balance here of the left leg, you can reach the arm straight up or even to the hip, and then lift the left leg high. You can hold or work through a couple ranges, even just a little bit, hovering the foot at the bottom, just playing around with that for some heat in that left hip. Let's stay here 2 more breaths. Good. Foot comes down, left hand comes back forward into that tabletop position. I'm going to turn, but you can stay as you are. Tuck both toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. And then just for a moment, just wiggling out through the legs, finding whatever movement feels good to you. And then let's drop both knees down, untuck the toes, and find child's pose. Drop your head down, you can stack your palms, make a little fist to land the head on. But if you are able to land the head on a solid surface, then your body can just relax into the pose. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Slowly unraveling from this place, we'll make our way back up to tabletop position. Bring both feet off to one side so that you can sit down, and then send the legs forward in front of you. From here, we're starting to work down into the slower, more restorative postures. So we're going to bring our props in closer to us. And I'm going to take my blanket, bring it out as wide and as long as it'll go, and then just fold it up so I can use it as a strap. We're going to come into butterfly pose and lay down onto our backs. So I'll show you first the setup facing, and then I'll show you from the side as well. So with the blanket, you'll take it down on top of your feet. Your feet are together, knees are wide. And then you're going to wrap the blanket underneath of the knees and bring it as close as you want. And then when your knees go wide, it just kind of supports and holds a little bit underneath. So from the side. And then with your pillow or your bolster, it's just going to be behind you so that you can lay down onto it, supporting under your back. And if you don't have a pillow or a bolster, you also can just lay flat onto the mat. It's just a little bit extra, not necessary. So once you find your way down, just adjusting, I like to pull the blanket under even a little bit more to support. Maybe bring your feet closer, maybe further away. Another great option is if you have blocks, you can also put blocks under your knees. And if you have no props, you can just lay on your back with the feet together and the knees wide, if that's okay for you. Hands can be wherever's comfortable. Sometimes I lay them out nice and long. Sometimes I even lay them overhead. Today I'm feeling like laying them on my belly. And now we're really settling into these poses. So we're going to be here for a little while. So this sometimes gives our mind an opportunity to start wandering or thinking about different things. See if you can stay as present in this moment, this space that you've created, as you can. And just know that it won't happen all at once, and it won't happen the whole time. Thoughts will come up. They will be like little interjects of thought. But it's the way that we react to those thoughts. So instead of worrying that you're thinking about something else, just notice that, oh, I've started thinking about what I'm doing later. Let's come back to my body. And then when another thought comes up, that, oh no, I've started thinking about what I did last night. Okay, let's come back to the body. And it's just those gentle reminders that right here, right now, with this breath, is all we need to do. Let's take 3 more really deep breaths. To slowly come out of this pose, I like to take my hands to my outer knees and bring them together just to help. And then you can roll to one side, sliding off your bolster, press down to lift up. We'll remove the props just for a moment off to the side. And then we're going to come to another gentle hip opener while laying on our bellies. So I'll show you first what it looks like just from a standing position. So we're going to come down onto our mat. Imagine the mat is on my belly. And then while we're laying, we're going to pull our knee up to the side and our arm out to the side. And then the other arm can just be on the ground where it's comfortable. So that looks like this from the earth. Laying on your belly, turn to your right cheek, draw your left arm out to the side, and then pull your left knee out to the side. So they're both bent in a cactus shape or a 90 degrees. Your other arm behind you, just wherever's comfortable. And then this is it. This is where we'll just stay and we'll breathe. We'll settle into the space and let the body feel gravity pull you down and sink you to the earth. If you want, you can close your eyes. Last breath in and out right here. Start to slide the leg back nice and long. Pulling the arm down. You'll just switch to the opposite cheek. I'm gonna turn around just so I'm facing the camera. So now the left cheek finds the earth. The right arm comes up to cactus and the right leg comes up to cactus, laying on the belly. And closing down through the eyes if you did so on the other side. Feeling the breath get nice and heavy into the place that's touching the earth. And this pose is opening a little bit through our hips, that inner leg, but it's also giving our nervous system a little bit of a break. So we have a really big nerve running all the way from our brain down through our necks and right into our heart and into our lungs. And this nerve can be supporting our rest and digest state, so that nice calm place. And by just giving it a little bit of pressure, so we're laying on the front of our body, it's just a little bit of a reminder to our brain, hey, let's use that nerve. Let's slow down our heart rate. Let's slow down our breath. So let's stay right where we are. 3 more nice full breaths. Gently unravel, pull the leg back nice and long. This time we'll take the arms under the shoulders and gently come up to tabletop. For this next pose, you're gonna want your bolster or your pillow. And then we're gonna come to sit down to the side of your mat, down on one hip. So my mat is going this way. So you're going to be facing off the side of it because we're going to be laying down on the side of our bodies. So I have my right hip on the ground. The bolster is going to be laying. I'll be laying on my right side on top of the pillow here. So taking a moment to find a comfortable place as you lay down, you'll reach your right arm forward. Your shoulders should be on the earth and not on the pillow itself. So you want it to be from the armpit and under. And then you can lay your head down to the earth. If that's too far, you can add a pillow underneath of it as well. My knees are bent, but you can straighten your legs if you prefer. And the left arm can sit on the hip. It can reach out to touch the bottom arm, or it can even go long over the head. So we're looking for a gentle side body stretch here. That keyword gentle. We're not always looking for our fullest sensation or our deepest stretch in yoga. Sometimes we just want a gentle, safe spot for our body to rest. Let's take 3 more big breaths here. Last big breath here. Slowly letting the body know that it's time to start moving again. To unravel, you'll roll down towards your belly, enough so that you can press with your top arm to lift up. From here, you can reach your legs out nice and long. Switch your pillow to the other side. You might need to adjust further to the one side of your mat so that you have room to lay down. So now I'm sitting on my left hip. My knees are bent, and the pillow is going to be on my left side when I lay down. Gently lower yourself towards the ground. That left shoulder will be on the earth, and then reach the left hand forward. The head can be on the ground, or as I mentioned on the other side, if you have your blanket close or pillow, you can lay the head on a pillow. The right arm on the hip, on the bottom hand, or reaching overhead. And because I have the pillow under my head on this side, it actually feels a lot more calming with my hand down by my hip. So I'm going to make that adjustment. And I was able to notice that because I took a big breath and thought, do I really feel in my body in a safe space? And then without any judgment or any harshness in my thought, I just changed and accepted that what I'm looking for is this calm, restorative feeling. So let's honor what we truly need. Last big breath in and out here. Let the body know you're going to start to move again. And then roll forward towards the belly so you can press the top hand down to lift all the way up. The last pose of the day is Savasana. I'm going to take that pillow or bolster that I was just using and have it for underneath of my knees. Just like so. So they're bent a little bit as I lay back onto my mat. If you have that blanket close, feel free to use it on top of your body. Or maybe the blanket might feel better on the back of the head. Take a moment just to scan through all the way from the feet, through the hips, upper body, out through the arms, relaxing into the neck and the throat. And then really take a moment just to scan through the face. Relax the eyebrows, even the eyes themselves, let them sink back. Let the mouth and the jaw get nice and soft. And then bringing some big breath back into the body. If you'd like, you can stretch the arms nice and long overhead. Bending one knee at a time up in towards the chest. I like to give a nice little squeeze. Gently roll to one side. And come all the way back up. My little puppy is just coming to join for the last few moments here. With your eyes closed or gazing down towards the earth, placing one hand on the heart and one on the belly once more. Let's check in with our breath. And then before moving into the rest of your day, take a moment just to set an intention. Now with this clear, calm mind that I hope that you've achieved from this class, see if you can set what you really need for an intention. How can you hold yourself in that safe space? Thank you all for joining in practice. Namaste.